Hello everyone and welcome to this summary of the final round of my playthrough of Little Omaha, a Tide of Iron scenario I'm in the process of designing. And this was the very first playtest and I think it went quite satisfactorily. A couple of things. Well, first of all, the most important thing, as I had already anticipated and predicted based on the last couple of rounds, the Allies did take 3 out of the 4 objectives, but they needed to take all 4 of them. And this one was literally and figuratively out of their reach. This unit got pretty close, that one as well, but that's as far as they could move. So it's a major German victory because by the end of round 10, they didn't manage to, that is, the Allies didn't manage to take all 4. I'm going to make a couple of changes before I start the next playtest session, which I'm not going to record in its entirety, by the way. I will get back to you once I've finished it or whether something really interesting happens during that playtest at a certain time, which is really worth its own video. If that doesn't happen, I will get back to you after the full playtest. Anyway, here are a couple of changes I'm going to make. First of all, this neutral 2 objective is going to be a neutral 1 objective. This German 2 objective is going to become a German 1 objective. Well, this is not a change, but something I still wanted to mention. The last round, I did have this card for the Allies, which I had drawn 1 or 2 rounds before that. With it, I might have been able to make a final dash or an assault, perhaps, at this last remaining objective. I'm not 100% sure where all the units were, and as the Germans did go first, perhaps they already pinned, for instance, this unit or something, which might have been able to do it because 6 spaces and fire, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah. I would have been able to do that in an assault. While 6 spaces in fire is not the same as having a movement value of 6. So I guess it would have been a fire and move, and they still wouldn't have been able to take it. Anyway, it was something I was thinking about afterwards. Another takeaway from this play test is that the Cromwells are really great. And why is that? Especially because of their speed. They have speed 7, which is 1 movement value higher than the Shermans, which doesn't seem like much, but it really does make a difference, I found out. So that is definitely something to keep in mind. And what I'm also going to do is, even though the Allies failed to win, I'm going to reduce the number of maximum rounds from 10 to 9, because I really do believe that once I did start becoming really aggressive with the Allies, they did really make some progress, and they made progress quickly. So I do believe that they should be able to do it in 9 as well. Had I become a little bit more aggressive slightly earlier, 1 round earlier, I probably would have been able to take all the objectives. Also, well, as you can see, the Allies finally took the riverbank hex on the far side, which is worth 6, but at this point it's really not going to make much of a difference anymore to them. They really don't need it anymore as the game is over, which is also why, which I didn't put, but I'm going to have the Americans arrive at the end of turn 1, which is earlier than they arrived historically, but then again, the river crossing itself also takes several rounds, which of course in reality it didn't. If you know that this battle actually portrays several days of combat, and well, you know what I mean. I'm going to have them arrive at the end of round 1 or 2, because currently it's 3. I think I'm first going to try at the end of round 2, and the British will arrive at the end of round 3. Because first, of course, the Americans will have to move up to the river hex, which will cost them, normally speaking, 2 rounds as well. So an alternative might be to even have them arrive at the end of round 1, which will give them more time. Yeah, so those are basically the main changes I'm going to make based on this playtest and what has been going on. So I hope you've been enjoying this scenario. I will playtest it a couple of more times. And then once it's done, I will again make it available on www.commandsandcolors.net and hopefully also on Board Game Geek, which is where you can already find a couple of scenarios. Well, many of my scenarios actually, but two recent ones being Against All Odds and Tigers Lash Out at the Doga. The first one you can find under the main entry, Tide of Iron, the base game, and the other one underneath Fury of the Bear. So, thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed, and see you on the next one.